Welcome to the Black Educated Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Makeda Marie, and today's topic of discussion is the high school dropout. But as always, before we get into the tea, before we get into all of the business, I want to talk about the tea that I'm drinking today. So today I am drinking ginger tea. And this is something I simply made. It's just ginger, water, lemon, and honey. And it is really good. It is really beneficial. I love ginger. I just love the smell, love the taste of ginger. So I am simply drinking ginger tea that I made at home. You can go to the store, you can purchase ginger tea, or you can even just buy ginger, shred it, and brew it, add your water to it, your lemon, your honey, whatever additional that you want to add to it. But mine is simply ginger, water, honey, and lemon, and it is really good. It's also good for my stomach as well. When I'm just having an upset stomach, ginger tea is really good for that. So let's go ahead and get into this tea on the high school dropout. So this topic, it really resonates with me, and this is something that I really wanted to talk about. And oh man, there's just so many things I can say with being a high school dropout, because I am a high school dropout. I decided to leave school at the age of 17. Really had no reason to. Just either thought I was grown at that moment or just thought there was other things I wanted to do. Although at 17, I had absolutely nothing figured out. So left school, decided to go to Job Corps. Went to Job Corps for about 3 months. And once again, being impatient, it just wasn't moving quick enough for me. So I even decided to leave Job Corps. Didn't have a reason to leave Job Corps. I mean, it was really good. I was really learning a lot of things. I was making friends, and I had my sense of, growing up, even if it was just a little bit, but I still had some sense of growing up. But left school, left Job Corps, and once I left Job Corps, I decided to get my GED. And I don't have any regrets for that, but I really wish that I would have stayed in school. When I hear all the stories of people going to prom and people talking about their 10-year reunion or 20-year reunions, and a lot of times I hear it, but I just feel a little bit left out because I'm like, I didn't complete school. Now, a lot of these people were still my friends, and, I still talk to them and still see them to this day, but I just felt kind of left out because I'm like, I left school. I dropped out of school and didn't have no reason to. Absolutely no reason to. And myself amongst others. Now, some people leave school for all different reasons at all. For me, I didn't really have a reason. I should have just stuck with it. I should have just completed school. I don't have no regrets because I am where I am now. And who is to say that if I did finish school during that time, where I would have been at today? I may have finished school, maybe went on to college, or maybe not, or just got comfortable with whatever I was doing. So I don't know what my future would have been like if I decided to stay in school. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any regrets for that. I just suggest to anyone, if you decide to leave school, please just go back, get your GED, go back to high school, go and get your education further, go get an undergrad, master's, whatever it is that you want to do, technology school, whatever it is, just go do something. Just don't leave school and just call it quits at that. You do not want to do that. You definitely want to push yourself. And I'm glad that I had support. I'm glad that I pushed myself to go get my GED, go even further with my education and get several degrees. But that's not for everybody. But don't leave school and then just call it quits and do absolutely nothing else. Your life is too precious. Your life is too grand and too wonderful not to want to do more for yourself. And I am proud of that experience. As I said, I don't regret it at all because I am who I am now. In high school, if I was still stuck on what I did in high school and feeling like a failure during that time, then I would not have grown and blossomed into the woman that I am today. We all make mistakes. We all learn from them. But the most important thing is growing from them. You don't want to be that high school person that's still reminiscing on something they did 20 years ago. And you're like, okay, it's 20 years later. You're still talking about what you did in high school. You don't want to be that person because within those years, you should have accomplished so many other things in your life. So although being a high school dropout is a part of me, it doesn't define me and it doesn't make me who I am. It is just only a part of my past that has built me up to who I am now. So it's with anything that you do. No matter what mistakes you've made, what decisions you've made as a teenager, as a young adult, even as an adult, those decisions did not define who you can be or who you are destined to be. That decision did not define me. It was just a life-changing event, and at the time, it could have been catastrophic, and it could have, my world could have just spun out of control if I would have let it. But thankfully, with family and love and just knowing that God had a purpose for me, I continued and I pushed. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because once I left school, decided to go get my GED, and then decided to go get my undergrad, it took years. It took me probably about 10 years just to finish my undergrad because I wasn't focused, I wasn't stable, I wasn't situated, and I wasn't putting any much effort into it. So the lack that I was doing in high school, it still showed as I got to college because I still wasn't focused, I still wasn't pushing myself, and I was just coasting along. And it showed for many years. But I still learned from that, and I took those lessons, and I took that, and it made me stronger. It made me stronger, and it made me want to help others. And I learned so much in the process. So no matter what you do in life, decisions, I don't look at anything as a mistake. I just look at anything as you're learning, you're growing, and it's a way to improve. Nothing is a mistake. Because when you made the decision and you made that choice, this is something that you really wanted to do at the time. So it's really not a mistake. It's just something that you did, and it may have hurt you for a little while, but you learn from it and you grow. So I'm just telling any and everyone, a high school dropout does not define you. It's not the end all. You can still grow from there. You can still live from there. You can still have a magnificent life from that. Don't let that one moment in time stop you from whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to have that amazing career, if you want to have that amazing business, no matter what it is, don't let that one moment in time define you, because it didn't define me. And I'm grateful for it. I learned from it, and I just tell others, just finish. Just finish. It is so much easier just to finish high school and then go ahead and live a fulfillment life from there. But that just wasn't my path. That just wasn't my journey. And that's totally fine. But looking back, I don't have any regrets. Things could have been different. I could have changed things. I can't go back now. So I have to just keep pushing forward. But don't let the high school dropout define who you are. Do so many other things from high school until your adulthood. Continue to grow, continue to learn, and continue to make those improvements in your life. This is the Black Educated Tea Podcast, and I'm out. So quick sidebar that I really want to say is, and I really recommend, and I really encourage for everybody to go to school. And the reason that I say this is because there are more opportunities when you look at career-wise, job-wise, skill-wise, when you do go to school and get those degrees, even money-wise. You know, I hear people all the time say, well, I've gotten this, bachelor's degree, or I've gotten this master's degree, and I feel like I'm still underpaid. You may feel like you are underpaid, but you still have to look at the person that didn't go to school to necessarily get that degree. They may even be more underpaid than you. So going to school, make sure you take something that you really want to do. Just don't go to school just because. Go to school, really get into a field that you want to do, and it will benefit you. It will in the long run. Because I was once that person that I always wanted to go to school. I always believed in school. But then I got to a point like, is this really going to be beneficial and helpful for me? And I would say, yes, it is. Because there are so many things I've learned in the process of going to school, getting the education. It has boosted my career. It has made me better in so many ways. So go to school. Get your degree, get your education, whether you want to get into corporate America, whether you even want to be a business owner. That degree is going to follow you no matter what you do and where you go. Go to school, get your degree, make yourself better, and you should want to continue to learn no matter what it is. And by going to school, getting that degree, I'm not endorsing schools at all. I'm just saying it is really going to be helpful because you do learn a lot of things from school just like you do in the real world. Take those two together and be the best you, get the best education you can get, and just continue to learn. So go to school, do it all, whatever you set your mind to. This is the Black Educated Tea Podcast, and that was just a simple side.